between the farmer's career, I also worked with Max Life Insurance for about 4.5 years. There I met my co-founder Deepak and Salish. So we were working together, and there are management failures. I will not say that it is very nice to get promoted in 1.5 2 years, but that's what the market demands. He reached out to us and we started helping him, and within 6 months he got all the money. It was multiple companies involvement, and we realized at that point of time, if a person of that stature, crime branch officer himself, cannot solve for the problem that his family is facing, then how a common person would solve for. And that was a trigger point where we three decided that we should start something like Insurance Samadhan.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Off the Cuff presented by Institute of Management Accountants, SSCBS, where we bring you real conversations with leaders creating meaningful change. In today's episode is about purpose-driven leadership. Our guest is someone who stepped into one of India's most complex industries and turned deep experience into real impact. Shilpa Arora, the CEO and co-founder of Insurance Samadhan, has been instrumental in bringing transparency and justice to insurance consumers. With a strong background in insurance sector, she's transformed first-hand industry insight into a platform that empowers policyholders and simplifies grievance redressal, building not just a company but trust among citizens. Shilpa ma'am, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you for joining IMA community. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much, Ananya.
Okay, so let's start with the first question of the day. So, ma'am, as you started with a background in biology and electronics at Delhi University, then spent over a decade in pharma sales with companies like Solvay, what was the catalyst that made you pivot from pharma to insurance?
So I started my career with pharma, where I was into sales. Later transited to something called an excess program. So I was doing excess programs for corporates, where I was interacting with brokers, and I was able to understand the problems of insurance that the corporate employees are facing and the challenges that were there. In between the farmer's career, I also worked with Max Life Insurance for about 4.5 years. There I met my co-founder Deepak and Salish. So we were working together, and I was in the CP branch, and CP branch would have a lot of policyholder walking in with their grievances, because being the central hub of Delhi, so we would solve for them. One day a crime branch officer walked into the office, and his father was missold 38 policies worth 60 lakhs, and he had a heart attack. Now, this crime branch officer could arrest the seller, but the money was gone. So he reached out to us and we started helping him. And within 6 months, he got all the money. It was multiple companies' involvement. And we realized at that point of time, if a person of that stature, crime branch officer himself, cannot solve for the problem that his family is facing, then how a common person would solve for. And that was a trigger point where we three decided that we should start something like Insurance Samadhan, which can help people who are suffering mis-selling or claim problems, because this is a technical product and not everybody is equipped to handle such grievances. So that was a turning point for us.
That was really insightful, ma'am. So, the next question is that as you spent nearly 12 years at Solvay Pharmaceuticals, which is rare in today's job market, how did that long stint shape your definition of leadership compared to the fast-paced startup environment as you are in now?
So we did not have choice. When I joined the industry in the year 96, the promotions were slow. So you have to actually wait for 5 years at the ground level to apply for the promotion. And then there will be people who would apply along with you who may have more experience than you. So minimum criteria at that time was 5 years, unlike now where 1.5, 2 years you get promotion. The difference is that in those 5 years, you actually understand the ground reality very well. You know everything, each and everything happening at the ground level before being promoted. So when you are promoted, you can actually help the employees under you to solve, because you would have personally experienced and would have solved for those problems. So that experience really mattered. But today in the fast paced environment, we have to adopt, and there are management failures. I will not say that it is very nice to get promoted in 1.5 2 years, but that's what the market demands. A lot of leadership or management is something which needs to be learned, experienced, and again you have to learn, read a lot, and then you basically get hold of leadership is not a very easy thing to do. But in today's time, yes, it's fast paced and people are just not ready to wait. They switch job if you don't offer them growth opportunities. So we are adapting to that environment.
That's really great, ma'am. So, what challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
Challenges as in the insurance industry.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we started, obviously the challenges were that who we are, if an insurance company has rejected a claim, then how are we able to get that money for the policyholder? If there is a mis-selling, then if the insurance, so every policyholder would have first approached their insurer, and they come to us only later. So we had to establish the trust in the industry as to who we are. The biggest challenge was with the industry was that, how come these people are solving. So from the day one, we invested a lot in technology. Initially only we build up technology to prove the industry that you can come and audit us. We have all the data and we solve only genuine complaint, and those genuine complaints are only solved by you when we help the policyholder represent rightly. So insurance company is only solving for the policyholder. We are just helping them to present the fact rightly, present the policyholder rights, whatever is applicable rightly to the insurer, and the insurer then settles the claim or refund if a mis-selling has happened.
That's really a wonderful answer. So, the next question is that what is the one leadership lesson you learned the hard way while building Insurance Samadhan?
It's about handling the Gen Z and the millennials. Uh, so we had to become very flexible with them. So that was one very difficult thing, because we come from a background where discipline, timelines, everything matter. We were not, and we are still hesitant to talk to our bosses about everything. I mean, frankly. But when people in our organization, the younger generation, they would come to me that, ma'am, I have a Zara sale, I need a half day off, which is very difficult to comprehend. And so slowly we have adopted to the generation that they will come upfront and talk to you. They will not lie, they will not make excuses, and you have to accept that. So we never did that. We had to find an excuse, maybe lie sometimes, I'm unwell, but they would not say that. They would say the fact on your face, and it may be shocking for us, but then we learned it to adopt to the generation.
That's great, ma'am. So, the next question is, how was your experience on Shark Tank?
Shark Tank is a amazing experience. So we got the invite from there. We applied actually. So there was round one in Delhi in Dwarka Hotel where they did the first assessment, and then we qualified the assessment, and then we moved to Shark Tank. Initially, I was hesitant that TV exposure and all that thing, but then we realized that after Shark Tank, the impact was significant. Our business grew by 8 to 10 times immediately after the telecast. So we had to quickly hire people because a lot of awareness spread immediately. You would be surprised to know that if you would have watched an episode, our number flashed within 10 seconds. The first thing they showed was our number, and we started getting the calls. So my family was also there sitting with me, and I was constantly on phone call till 2 a.m. And that was the situation with the entire team. So everyone was busy with the phone calls because customers from all over the world were calling us that it's a very good initiative and we have problem and we are happy to share. And what we were doing was just noting down their name and numbers, and we would tell them that, we will understand your problem later, because the phone was constantly ringing. The next day was 26 January. We had to open the office. We were working in the office on 26 Jan, because similar situation, the calls were coming for at least 2 weeks. We were only engaging incoming calls, and we had to hire also people, because so many calls had to be answered back to, understand the issue. So we were hiring also, and we were on the calls, and we saw the episode only after a month. We did not see, what happened in the episode, what were the things that was shown. And after 1 month, we actually sat down and saw the episode for the first time, that okay, this is what has happened in Shark Tank. So it was something like free marketing, and you were able to build the trust. So as I said, that initially we did had problem, that who are we, how are we solving. So at that exposure gave trust to Indian population, that these people, they are the people behind Insurance Samadhan, and they look good, they look genuine kind. So that trust came from Shark Tank, and we got very good employees. People reached out to us.
That's really great, ma'am. So the next question is, beyond the funding and visibility, what was the biggest internal cultural shift the company went through after Shark Tank?
Obviously, the confidence of the initial employees, it increased significantly. Earlier, we were struggling with, say, 30 cases, 20 cases a month, and suddenly there was a flow of 300, 400 cases a month. So also a lot of, as I said, a lot of people just called to appreciate. There was an elderly couple in London who called us just to appreciate that, you are doing a very good job, and we have all the blessings for you. So that kind of appreciation that happened post Shark Tank to the employees. So culturally, now what has happened is that they are able to relate to a purpose. So we are solving for people who have health issues. There are people who are suffering cancer, and their claims are denied, and they are unable to afford the therapy. There are widows who have not got their death claim, and they are suffering. So that purpose is now there. There are old people who have lost their money due to mis-selling in the bank. So they have lost their entire retirement fund. We have got cases where up to 1 crore of money is mis-sold into policies for one person, one elderly person. So imagine the entire retirement fund going off, and then you are getting that money back to them. So it has a lot of purpose driven. So employees are very motivated to work here.
Yes, ma'am. It's a really great initiative. So the next question is, your mission is to resolve insurance grievances. Is there any one specific customer story or an impossible claim you settled that remains close to your heart?
So this is about a Jaipur, that 1 crore that I was talking. So this is a Jaipur person, elderly person who came to us. He was sold 100 policies, 1 lakh each, and 1 crore of premium was gone. And this was sold for over 3-4 years, and he did not understand. He thought it's an FD. And multiple insurance companies were involved. So he used to come to our office. He was very upset. He used to cry that, I've lost all my money. And we only used to tell him, uncle, you will get your money back. And it took us about 1.5 years to actually get the entire amount back to him. And a lot of blessings, of course, we got. So this is a case very close to our heart, because 100 policies were to be solved, and they were like 10 to 12 insurer who were involved into that mis-selling.
Oh, that's really great, ma'am. So the next question is, you have conducted several health awareness programs. Why is awareness crucial in insurance-linked healthcare decisions?
See, health insurance is something which is very close to my heart, because my father suffered from stroke post-COVID, and my mother has last stage of brain cancer from last 2.5 years. And I am seeing how the hospital bills are being raised. I mean, it's huge. We have insurance because my father retired from insurance background. So he was with New India Assurance. So he understood the importance of insurance, and he had a very good cover. Also, my mother worked with government school. She was a teacher. So she has a DGHS cover. Now, for people like us, for you and me, who are common middle class people who do not have such kind of privileges of getting, higher sum assured, or maybe government schemes covering us, it is going to become very difficult. So it is very important to understand that you have to maintain your health. That is very important. That we are becoming the diabetes capital. Hypertension is so high. The cases of stroke is increasing. Cancer is becoming every household issue. You will hear about cancer more than ever in the last 2 3 years. You are hearing stroke more than what we used to hear 2 3 years back. So things have changed, and the treatment is changing. So treatment is changing. So I come from a pharma background. I've seen that earlier smaller hospitals were there. The only top hospitals were Gangaram, AIMS, Apollo. But now there are corporate chains, and you are from a business background. The revenue matters for the hospital. Also, every bed is a revenue model. So they are also increasing the cost. So if a room rent is today, Medanta room rent is 18,000 per night. Imagine. So more than a five-star hotel is what you're paying to the hospital. One day ICU would cost something between 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees. So if you do not have health insurance backing you up, then the entire financial planning is gone for a toss. So a cancer patient can cost you somewhere close to 26 to 30 lakhs at this point of time. Plus the home care is separate. You need a nurse, you need a lot of medicines which may not be covered by health insurance. So hospitalization cost is significantly increasing. So I want to make people aware that insurance is something not that you buy once you are sick. You have to buy when you are healthy, and you have to have an adequate sum assured. People depend on their corporate policy, but if you leave the organization, then where is the insurance? Then your entire saving is going into the medical expenses, and this is real. This is what families are facing.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, that's an insightful answer. So, as you have been recognized with the Dynamic Women Business Leader and also the International Women Entrepreneur Awards, so what is the one specific barrier you faced as a woman in this field with 2 decades ago that you are happy to see fading away now in today's time?
So I was the first employee in Solvay, a woman employee. So I was a test case, like the test college that I studied. I was also the test case that how would a woman be taken in the organization. So I was the first salesperson in the company for Solvay. And then I was the first area manager to be promoted as a woman. There was a lot of resistance. When after 5 years, the time came for promotion, there were questions related to who would handle the family. You have a young daughter, you have a child, who would take care of the child? How would you travel? This is not possible. This is, something for the men to do. What about your safety? Would you be able to stay in, smaller hotels? Would you be able to travel to Haryana? Would you be able to travel to Punjab, smaller cities? Who will take care of your security and all that? So these are certain questions that were raised during those times. But now with a lot of women into the organization, we are kind of changing that culture, and I'm very happy about it. Today we talk about menstrual leave. Today we are talking about home care, that yes, I need flexible time because my family is unwell. I am working from home. So that kind of flexibility has come, but we never had that. After 3 months of delivery, we had to join on the fourth day, but the fourth month. No extension was given, nothing. You can't just talk because you are in the men's world. You have to behave like a man. There was nothing like a female, because there's no boss to talk to who would understand your problem. You are in the men's world. So now I feel a lot of things have changed, and it is changing for good. A lot of women are coming. I see all the girls here. So a lot of people now, women are coming into the workspace and changing the environment.
That's a really great answer, ma'am. So, coming on to the insurance ecosystem, so if you could change one regulation or policy in the Indian insurance ecosystem tomorrow, so what would it be, and reason behind that?
So I see that insurance ecosystem is more seller oriented. A lot of incentives and commissions are attached to the seller, which is good. because insurance selling is very difficult. But from the industry
Most
standpoint, I feel
instant
that
conversations are available.
policy holder should be at the center. You know, he or she should be taken care, and then the policy should be built around that. Because if you look now, the policy holder has nowhere to go. The hospital is charging, the insurance companies are, kind of putting a lot of pressure on them to reject. They are rejecting the claim, they are delaying, they are asking questions to them. So he or she does not have the technical knowledge to understand both the sides. So this needs to be made simplified for the person who does not understand insurance, simple and more customer centric, which is yet to happen, which has not happened.
So, as you know, insurance in India has historically suffered from lack of trust, as you said, between the policyholder and the insurer. So, do you think that technology is actually bridging that gap, or is it just making the process faster but impersonal?
So technology is helping, maybe in tier one metros, maybe, but we have to understand that India is a vast country with different cultures. So in tier two, tier three, still people do not understand technology. They may be using WhatsApp more or the Reels or Instagram, but if I talk about app usage, maybe no, maybe they're not sure of to understanding. So technology is there, but technology can help cater to a lot, because a lot of educated people are still underinsured. People do not understand the importance. So if it is simplified, yes, technology will help. Technology can make it more personal as well, which is important, because if I say I'm maintaining my health parameters right, I should be able to get discounts on my premiums. If somebody is not taking care of the health parameter, he should be the one penalized, because insurance work on the system of pooling the risk. So anybody who is bringing higher risk to the pool on a regular basis should be the one whose premium should increase. And if somebody who is maintaining the health parameters, taking care everything should have a lower premium. So that's my view, but that has yet to happen, but technology can make it happen.
That was really helpful. Now I have a question for you. Like, we students, we think that insurance is too early to think about. So, what would be your message to us?
Insurance should be taken ASAP. I mean, there is no reason to delay insurance, because in today's world, we do not know when what will strike our health. So we have seen a lot of people who are good, taking care of their health, going regularly to gyms, are facing issues of health suddenly. Hypertension. I maintain a good health, but my cholesterol is high. I don't know what to do, because I maintain my diet properly. I go to gym. I do everything. But then cholesterol, no family history. But post COVID, I realized I had 3 times COVID in that time. So after that, cholesterol increased. So I'm not able to control it altogether. So now if I apply for an insurance, then it becomes very difficult for me to get insurance. In Delhi, like city where we are staying, pollution is so high. The quality of water is so bad. Indore, if you look at how the water has, destroyed the life of health of many people. So you don't know when your health parameters can go haywire, and if your health parameters go, then you don't get insurance. Insurance is meant for healthy people.
Yeah, okay. So that was a very eye opener. So, my next question moves on to, what advice would you give to a first time policy buyer who's overwhelmed by all the jargons?
So basically, you'll have to. So we have tried this. I understand there are a lot of jargons into insurance. So we have developed an app called Polifix, where we have developed something called Know Your Policy. Now, this Know Your Policy is basically to simplify those jargons. So we do not say domiciliary treatment; we say home care. So room rent capping. What is the room rent capping? Because that affects your claim decision. How much claim will be paid depending on the category of room you take, if there's a capping in the policy. So we have defined that. So you upload your product and we will simplify. So this is something IRDA is also trying to work. So there's something called as customer information sheet in the product, in the insurance policy which one must look at, which should be ideally simple way of understanding the product. But then when I look at it, it is still technical in nature, so we try to simplify it. So jargons are there, that's why you need somebody to help in case of claims.
Totally understandable. Moving on to the next segment, ma'am, that would be a rapid fire.
Okay.
So, okay, pharma or insurance, which industry is tougher?
Insurance.
Okay. Shark Tank pitch or board meeting, which is scarier?
Board meeting.
One skill every CEO needs.
uh, it will be the
Okay.
analytical skills.
Work from office or work from home?
A hybrid, depends.
Okay. Biology or balance sheets?
For me, balance sheets, though I love biology.
Favorite shark from your season?
uh, Ashish Grover.
Okay, okay.
Ashneer.
That
So,
concludes the
ma'am,
rapid fire.
that was a fun rapid fire. So, the next question would be, so for students looking to enter fintech or insure tech today, is it more important to understand the technology or the human psychology behind the financial decisions made?
I think both. Once you understand the psychology, then only you can develop the AI ML tools that you need to help that person. Psychology will be involved everywhere. Wherever human interaction has to happen, psychology need to be understand why a person will take a particular decision. What are the questions, or what are the thought process that the person will undergo to reach to that decision, and that decision, all that you have to build through the technology.
Okay, ma'am, that was a great answer. So now to conclude with, what is the one message you would like every student listening to this podcast to take away from this?
I think for now the current generation, even for us, if you look at, you have to constantly upgrade the skills. The job market is changing, unlike my time where I stayed in Solvay for so many years. This will not be the situation anymore, so you will have to upgrade the skill because technology is changing. AI is taking over a lot of jobs. You may feel that today this profile looks very good, but within 2-3 months something else can happen, and that job profile changes to some AI agentic tool or something like that happens. So upgradation of your skills, constant reading will be required to now sustain into the market.
Okay, ma'am, that was a great message. So we want to genuinely thank you for your time today. This conversation was incredibly insightful, and not just hearing about your success journey behind insurance, Samadhan, but understanding the mindset required and the grit required to get there. You have really added immense value to this podcast by being so open about your journey. It was a privilege to have you on the podcast of the Cuff series. So, thank you so much for joining us, and to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to the of the Cuff series. And if you found value in today's story, make sure to join us for the next one too. Thank you.
Thank you.